few people on here. Not talking about beard care today, or at least right now. What I'm talking about is head shaving. So hopefully we can get this shared out there to all these people out there that like. All right, guys. So I'm going to talk about a few different head shavers that I have been enjoying lately. Okay. So I've tried almost every head shaver out there. There may be a couple of brand new ones out there that I have not tried, but there are a plethora, a huge, massive list of head shavers that I have tried over the last course of 2-3 years. What's up, Abby? Good to see you. So I think that I could tell you, in my opinion, which head shavers work, at least for me. Everybody's different. Everybody's hairstyle's different. The texture's different. But for the most part, when it comes to like battery life, when it comes to the actual company, like, the customer service, that type of stuff, the charging capabilities, the actual cut itself, the blade technology, all of this stuff, the aesthetics, I don't think necessarily the aesthetics to some degree matter. I mean, it does to some people. What's up, Josh? What's happening, brother? So to some people, aesthetics, like the way it looks, the display and all that, does matter to some people. Okay. So, but I will say, let me see something. I'm going to add you. Boom. There you go, Abby. Congratulations. You have just become a moderator. So most people, when they're looking for head shavers, they're looking for number one thing, and that is going to be the shave. A lot of people say all the time, nothing's going to get as close of a shave as, a traditional razor. And that's true. Absolutely true. There's nothing that's ever going to be as close of a shave as a traditional razor, straight edge razor. All right. Or actual traditional like razor, like a leaf razor, or, a Bic old razor, those old Bic razors. I used to joke around and say my barber is Bic, his name's Bic. It's just a Bic razor. Gillette, several different razors out there. I like head shavers because, well, they save me a lot of time. They save me the convenience of having to, use a razor in front of my mirror, keep myself from cutting my head by going slow, using shaving cream and all this stuff. So I am a big advocate on wet shaving, even with head shavers, because I do believe that it reduces irritation. It reduces, bumps and nicks and all that stuff. But the question is, which ones do I recommend? And then I've had people say stupid stuff on my channel like, well, you must be pushing this head shaver. Listen, guys, if I'm getting paid just for being an affiliate from all these head shavers, it doesn't matter at the end of the day which one I push. I mean, at the end of the day, if I pushed one over the other, it's not going to make a difference. It really isn't. If I get paid for sales from this company and it's the same as this company, why would I care which one to push, right? And so, what I do is I find which ones that I go to all the time. And some people will say, this one is a piece of trash. It fell apart. This is one that you recommended. Well, if I have one and my daughters have one and my wife has one and they all love it, then why wouldn't I push it? I mean, Abby, you're on here. What's your favorite head shaver? Let us know. I'm not trying to convince anybody anything, What is the head shaver that you use all the time, Abby, for your legs? that your sister uses all the time. Let everybody know if you're still in the chat. I'm not trying to buffalo anybody. I'm not trying to fool anybody. My top three are ones that I talk about all the time. It's because every time I shave my head, I always rotate from three different head shavers, and so I will say that there are two different head shavers that I actually use a lot too, out of the three, that I feel has more superior customer service than the third one that I'll talk about. But I do think that my preference um, depends on how I feel for the day. What I mean by that is the Brio Rays 2.0, which is the upgraded Brio Rays. The first Brio Rays, I talked about it a lot last year. Um, and even the year before, it was always like my favorite top head shaver. And it's because the blades on it just got a great close shave. It always was, irritational free. Um, but then I ended up having a problem with the power button. Okay. And so, anything that you get as far as, like, let's say it's a first generation, um, you're always going to have things that's going to not be perfect because it's an evolution of a head shaver. Like the first TV came out, um, at the time it could have been the best TV ever, compared to other new TVs. One TV has different features, maybe it has a better picture, and then as technology goes on, the company comes out with a different TV that has better features, and they fixed the problem that they discovered. And so that's what Brio did. They fixed it. They went from the Brio Rays original to the 2.0. They changed the whole ergonomics to it. It feels better. It's a better shape. They enlarged the battery. It's a bigger battery. It's not a bigger unit. They were able to increase the battery without increasing the body size. So the blades are the same, so they still get that nice close shave on your head. But they did upgrade it from the regular power cable that they had, that was kind of like a proprietary cable, to a USB-C, which is nice, and so USB-C, everybody seems to use USB-C, so it's nice to be able to have something that you can have more of a universal charger that you can use anywhere you go. Um, but they also included a head shaver travel case, and they also included a rinse tray, which is like a cleaning system for it. So if you bought something like Skull Shaver, which I have a lot of those different shavers, which is a good one. It's a good head shaver, but it's pretty pricey, because if you want to find the one that I feel like is the best, it's kind of, it gives you the best features, but it's not the craziest expensive. Most people will go with the Pitbull Gold. Okay, so that's about $100. Yeah, I can save $10 with the 10% off, but still that puts it at $90, and you don't get a rent stand, you don't get a travel case. They add all those things onto it, and it makes it a lot more money. Plus, it doesn't have a USB-C charging capability either. So a lot of people love the Skull Shaver because it has the grooves in it. It's kind of like a proprietary, almost like design, the way you can kind of use your two fingers to shave your head. But the new Brio Rays 2.0, it comes with all of that, and I think you pick it up for like 70, $80, maybe a few dollars more or less. And I always put them down in my description with discount codes. But the point what I'm making is the Brio Rays 2.0, it's almost up there, almost identical to the Grooming Baldy Pro. The Grooming Baldy Pro will not come with a rinse stand. It will not come with a travel case. You have to buy those extra. But the shave itself is just as close, if not identical, because they have the same type of head. One thing that they do have that's superior to the Brio is a magnetic head, which I really like the fact that the blades come off magnetically. But it doesn't have the USB-C, and it has, doesn't come with all the extra accessories that are included in the price. But I feel like the customer service with Brio is way better, more superior. Then Grooming Boldy Pro. Um, I've heard a lot of stories about Grooming, how they just don't have a great customer service. And sometimes they'll lock you in on some, subscription for their blades. Now they do have that on their website when they have your stuff in the cart. When you're about to buy, it'll say underneath it, you are subscribing to their subscription. And the reason why is because if they're going to sell their head shavers, that's normally like what, 70-80 bucks, and they drop it down to 30, they're going to have to make their money somewhere. So what they do is they sell you on the subscription on the blades, because that's how they get their money back, but that's how you get the discount on the shaver unit itself. So Brio, they don't do that. It's just a straight up 70-80 bucks and you're done. And so you can get away with blades for a while, if you take care of them. They say every 3 months, but if, I feel like if you take care of them and you really rinse them out, and you know you really take care of your stuff, you can get away with one of those blades for quite a while. Let me see here. I'm going back here in the script. Hey, I'm ignoring a lot of these comments, Jacob, because I get trolls in here all the time. May I ask what your 713th favorite shaver is? It's scary how much knowledge you have on this. Impressive. Listen, man, appreciate it, Baker. I got my aviators on. So my top three head shavers, is my number one right now is going to be the Brio Raise 2.0. Used to be my number one last year until the power button fell off after having it forever. And then they discontinued it because they wanted to fix the problems. Eric is the owner over there from Michigan. Fantastic owner. Most people know about the Brio Beardscape. It's like the standard when it comes to beard trimmers. The battery lives in Brio's products are just second to none. Incredible. The warranty is incredible. They'll replace it. They'll take care of your stuff. They've even got an amazing hair dryer. Kind of pricey. It's about $200. You can save 10%, 20 bucks off of it. But again, you're paying for warranty, or you're paying for the company to back their stuff up. It's super quiet on the motor. It won't wake anybody up. It's got a detachable cable, comes with the travel case, diffuser and all that stuff, but really, really nice. I use it. I use a couple of those on my beard when I am blow drying my beard every day to straighten it out. But Brio Raised, they just released it like within this last month. I have really enjoyed it. Comes with a nice travel case that's included. Comes with a rinse tray. So instead of putting your head shaver under the water and spending 20, 30 seconds to a minute really cleaning the blades out, you can sit it there, turn it on. It's got an actual button there that activates a cleaning system inside of the actual shaver itself. It'll kind of go through the rotors and the rotary foils on there, and it'll actually clean it for you while you're doing other things. So it saves time. All right. So that is like a one that I love. Amazing. So, I mean, people can say what they want about the stars, but this is an actual person that does this for a living. So I'm telling you guys, you can believe me. You don't have to believe me. It doesn't matter. If you want to believe me or not, it doesn't matter. I really don't care if anybody believes me or not. I tell the truth. And why would I talk about the Brio Rays when I've got probably 20, 25 other head shavers that are sitting on the shelf that I don't use for certain reasons, because I just don't think they're that good. Another one that I like is the Hummingbird. I had the MK3, I still do, but they came out with the MK13, which I really like. It's got 7 different blades on it. Really, really nice. It flexes to your head and kind of contours like it convexes or concaves. I think it convexes, so it goes the opposite way, not inward but outward. Really, really comfortable. Eli is the owner. Again, they are up there in the Northeast. They are actually in New Jersey. They've got a 1-year warranty. They take care of all their customers. They're always like innovating. So, they're not pushing it like a marketing company trying to make a head shaver. It's actually a head shaving company, a trimmer company that's actually trying to market. So there's a difference. Like when you think of Manscaped, they're like a marketing company trying to sell a trimmer or a head shaver instead of the opposite. Okay, so I mean, I would rather have a company that innovates and knows what they're doing and tries to figure out a way to market than a marketing company trying to come up with something to sell. And that's what Manscaped does, in my opinion. I've never had any good results with Manscaped. I really don't care for them. I think their customer service is terrible. Um, but Grooming, the customer service is, I've heard, it's not that great. And you know, they will lock you into those subscriptions, but I've always had good results with the Grooming Baldy Pro 2.0. Not the first one, because the first one had the blades you have to open up, but the Baldy Pro 2.0 is the one that has the magnetic blades. I've always enjoyed that. Again, you know, that's going back to almost identical. If you looked at the heads, the Brio Rays 2.0, or even the first Brio Rays, and the Grooming Baldy Pro 2.0, they almost have identical heads, just different color. I think there's a coating on the Brio, that's the difference. But there's a lot of upgrades with the Brio Rays 2.0 compared to the Grooming. So again, the USB-C, it seems like it's more constructed better, just a better build. But I can say that Eric is an amazing dude over there at Brio. And so I've always had good results with Brio. I've never had any issues. I've actually given out several different trimmers from Brio, and people just, they still have them and they love them. So if you're a bearded guy and you're serious about beard care and you want a really good tool, because I'm a believer that you're only as good as the tools you own. Okay, so if you don't have a good tool to do the job you want, you got to upgrade to get something that's going to last you a good while. Let's see here. Someone makes one that you set on your head and it goes around hands-free. There you go. That's when you get your wife. All right. How's it going? What are we talking about? Just got in, brother. We're talking about head shaving. Talk about how to have a head that looks like a boss. Just kidding. Hey, what's up, Stanley O'Rourke? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. All right. So wanted to talk about some head shaving today, head shaving action. So I'll talk to you about some head shavers that I really have had, that have had a lot of, there's been a lot of buzz about them. All right. And I'm going to have to get off here. My wife and kids are here, but we'll catch up more on this later. Okay. I do use a razor sometimes, but we'll come for part two. All right. We'll see you guys.